Hi! In this video, we will learn about how to use the Subflow transformation object in Astera Centerprise. The Subflow feature can be seen as a black box inside a Dataflow. It simplifies and streamlines the Dataflow design and makes reusability efficient. Over time, if the logic inside your Subflow changes, you can modify the Subflow and use it in the same Dataflow as before. This saves the user from making repeated changes in the Dataflow. Unlike Dataflows, a Subflow cannot run on its own. You must call a Subflow in a Dataflow for it to be executed. A Subflow can be nested, meaning that you can call a Subflow transformation object in another Subflow. In this example, we have student allowance datasets for 3 different classes: primary, secondary, and high school students, stored in 3 separate Excel files. For each student in a particular class, we have 4 allowance categories: lunch, books, uniform, and stationery. Let's preview the data for primary school students. First, we want to clean the data by removing duplicate records. Next, we want to find the total amount a student gets, which is the sum of all 4 categories. And then we need to find the average, minimum, and maximum total for each class and save it in separate Excel destinations. This is how the desired sample output summary for primary school students should look like. Observe that performing the same process 3 times for each class of students would be repetitive. Therefore, we will use the Subflow object to create the repeating logic. To use the Subflow transformation in a Dataflow, we will use this pre-configured Subflow. Here, we have used the Subflow input, Subflow output, and other transformation objects to design the Subflow. The Subflow input object makes it possible to feed data into the Subflow from an upstream object on a Dataflow. Similarly, the Subflow output object is used to send data to the downstream Dataflow object connected to the Subflow. You can find these input and output objects in the Subflow section of the toolbox. In this case, we have specified the layout of the Subflow input and output according to our requirement. Next, we have configured the distinct, expression, and aggregate transformation objects to find the total allowance for each unique student ID and calculate the average, minimum, and maximum. To learn more about how to configure a Subflow, refer to the article on using Subflows. The link to the article is given in the description below. First, let's open a Dataflow where the Excel source and destination objects are already configured. Then, drag and drop the Subflow object from the transformation section of the toolbox onto the designer. Next, right-click on the Subflow object and go to Properties. Specify the path of the pre-configured Subflow in the text box and click OK. Your Subflow transformation object is now configured and ready for use. You can now map appropriate data fields from and to the Excel source and Excel destination respectively. Now, to look at the output, right-click on the header of the destination object and select Preview Output. A data preview window will open. Here, we can see the average, maximum, and minimum total allowance for primary school students. We can repeat the same steps and configure new Excel source, destination, and Subflow transformation pointing to the same Subflow to get a summary for secondary and high school students. So, this is how you can use the Subflow transformation object. For more information on how to use Astera Centerprise, you may also visit our documentation site. Thank you for watching this video.